How's it going, you guys? It's Scott with Everyday Home Repairs. Now today I want to show you how to easily swap out a hardwired smoke or a combination smoke and carbon monoxide detector. Now this is an easy project, but I'll show you a few different things that can trip you up to make sure this is a one trip or a one purchase project for you. So let's start off by removing the detector from the base plate. So there's a little tab on the side that you usually pull down, and then you can rotate it. As you look up, it'll be counterclockwise, and that usually will release the detector from the base plate. You want to make sure you have clean hands here because usually your sealing is a flat white paint. If you have dirty hands, you'll start smudging everything up. So just take your time so you don't make this a bigger project than it needs to be. And now with our non-contact voltage tester, we'll go ahead and turn that on. Here we're going to confirm that we have power at our hot or black wire, but also confirm that our non-contact voltage tester is actually working. Now let's go flip the breaker and make sure we do not have power before we go any further. Now you'll take that non-contact voltage tester again and confirm that we have no power running to this detector. Now you can troubleshoot this unit. I tried swapping the batteries out. The next level would be with the batteries out to hold the test button for 30 seconds to see if you can dissipate any of the energy that might be held in a capacitor. Then put the batteries back in to see if it stops chirping. Or lastly, if you have a can of compressed air, you can kind of blow out the internals to see if you can loosen up some dust. And again, it will stop chirping. Those are kind of the troubleshooting steps if you don't want to buy a new unit. But here I did buy a new unit. I'm just going to swap it out. And know that these detectors and these combination detectors like this one, which is a smoke and carbon monoxide detector, they actually have a service life. It's a 10-year service life. And you look on the back, you'll see the date. This one was August 29th of 2020. So I'm well within the service life, even though it is failing. But if you're past 10 years, it is simply time to swap that out. Also, as called out on our one-pager, our home maintenance checklist on the monthly items, you should be checking your smoke and your CO detectors for their functionality. Pressing the test button for about 5 seconds and make sure that it goes through and it detects smoke, or if it's a combination unit that does smoke and the carbon monoxide. You can see a link in the description or this QR code right here, and it will get you your own copy of this one pager. It's just nice to have on your fridge as a little bit of a nudge on those items you should be doing around the house. And we also integrated QR codes so you can scan those and get helpful videos associated to each one of those items. So now let's remove our old detector by just pressing the two tabs on the outside of the connector coming off the pigtail. Now we'll have our smoke detector, our failed unit that we want to swap out as reference for our new unit. You can take this down to Home Depot. Just know Kidde, K-I-D-D-E, is commonly a brand you'll find at Home Depot, and then First Alert is commonly a brand you'll find at Lowe's. Now, you'll want to reference your connector here. That's what you're going to want to match up. Just know that you might not be able to match that up because it might be obsolete, like in this instance. So I do like to stay to the same brands, and I went with the combination because, again, this is a smoke and carbon monoxide detector, and I went with the one that's hardwired and it has two AA batteries as the battery backup. A lot of them now have the 10-year integrated battery that is non-changeable. And I did poll the audience, and about 2 out of 3 of you prefer the 10-year integrated, and 1 out of 3 go with the battery replacement like I have here. So the kit will come with our unit here, and we can see the harness is actually quite a bit different. We look at the pigtail, and it just is not exactly the same, kind of the same pin pattern there, but we do not have the two tabs that would hold it in. So that is going to be a little bit of an issue where you're not just going to be able to plug and play, and you might have to wire in this pigtail, but I'm going to give you a few options. And then we also have a new base plate. Hopefully we can reuse the old one, but we have the new one just in case we need it. And if you really want to avoid that rewiring, I'll show you how this adapter harness might save the day. Or you can use Wago lever nuts like we have here, which will make the rewiring as simple as possible. I'll give you a couple options, so let's go ahead and install our new unit. So first up, I want to see if the new detector will fit in my existing base plate here. So I'll just go ahead and rotate that clockwise, and looks like I'm good to go. So I will not have to replace to the new one, but I will take opportunity to tighten up the screws to make sure everything's secure. Now, if I'm using this adapter, and there's a link in the description for your reference, it's about $5, but it makes the rewiring simple. There is no rewiring really, you're just adapting from the new connector to the existing one we had wired in. And we'll rotate that with our dates there saying when we installed it and when it should be swapped out, which is 10 years in the future. If you don't have the adapter, I would remove the wire nuts. And as a DIY homeowner, I do recommend that you would use lever nuts. So these are Wago 221 lever nuts, and it just makes for a consistent, better connection than wire nuts for most homeowners. I'm going to straighten out the solid core wire, and we're going to have a white, black, and red. First, I'll install a 2-wire Wago lever nut, closing one of the levers on the black hot, then red signal, and then white neutral. You will have to strip off the red wire on the new pigtail because that isn't always used, so they cap it off. We're going to use all 3 in this one. So we'll start off by closing our lever here on the red. That's completely wired. Now our black hot, completely wired, and our white neutral, completely wired. Easy as that when it comes to Wago lever nuts. Tuck everything up and away. And then again, we're just going to clip this new harness into our new detector and make sure we have everything lined up, rotating that and securing it in place. Then we'll flip our breaker, get our power back on, and we'll see we have a green LED, which looks good, but also run a test. Press the test for about 5 seconds. It's going to be loud, so I cover up the speakers here. It'll run through 2 smoke and 2 carbon monoxide detections, but also make sure the other detectors are going off too. Now let me know if you're hitting any roadblocks or got any questions down in the comments below the video, and don't forget to download your maintenance checklist. Put that in a refrigerator as just a nice reminder for your monthly, seasonal, and yearly items you should be doing around the house. Now, if you need a little more 101 level on DIY electrical, check out this video right here. We'll run through common outlets, light switches, Romex wiring, and best practice to get you more comfortable with electrical and make sure you're doing that safely. So thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on that next one. Take care.